Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so this morning we're going to start with the water and weather, and then after we're going to move on to a little bit of trail chatter, stuff going on around the world for outdoor enthusiasts, hiker, whatever's going on out there. We don't just focus on one spot, it's just
That's right.
everywhere. All right, go ahead, Mary, take it away.
All right, thank you, Donald.
You're welcome, dude.
Good morning, everyone. In Blairsville this morning, it's 58 degrees with some fog. We're looking at a high of 80 today with a mixture of sun and clouds, and then tonight 57 with some clouds overnight. Winds will be light and variable. On Blood Mountain today, we're looking at 73 and mostly sunny, and then tonight 59 partly cloudy. Winds are going to be 5 miles per hour. Water's good for the most part. Make sure you're topping off at Hawk Mountain Shelter, Slaughter Creek, and Neal Gap. As you hike north, Neal Gap to Hogpen Gap is dry, so you want to make sure you carry enough water out of Neal Gap. After that, water's pretty much decent the rest of the way. Remember to watch for snakes. They're all over the place, across the trail in sunny places. There's the nest of copperheads in the boulders up on Cow Rock, and that is 5 miles north of Neal Gap. Yesterday, as I stated, US 441 Newfound Gap Road is now open all the way from Cherokee, North Carolina to Gatlinburg. They reopened it on Friday afternoon. Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the bears situation, all trails and shelters are open. Closed campsites are 18 and 57, and then campsite warning is 82. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Donald now. I'm going to talk about some other stuff we have going on.
All right, sweet. All right, let's see what we have going on here. All right, so it is 5:50 a.m. on 9/14/2025, and so let's see. Let's start in New Hampshire, Gorham, New Hampshire. That's the one I'm reading right now, actually. I think yes. And so, with the help of Life Flight of Maine, local rescue crews saved a hiker in New Hampshire who collapsed from an apparent heart attack on Pine Mountain. This guy was like 70 years old, I think.
Yes.
According to Gorham Fire and EMS, the call came amid at a, amidst a busy morning as officials were assisting with traffic control for a charity road race and responding to other calls. Officials say the 70-year-old man was hiking with a group of people when he collapsed, stopped breathing, and fell unconscious more than 1,000 feet up the trail, man. Wow. So fellow hikers quickly retrieved an automated external defibrillator from the nearby Horton Center and started CPR. They helped revive the hiker who had regained a pulse by time rescuers arrived. SARS assisted with carrying the patient out where Life Flight of Maine then transported the hiker to a medical facility. The patient was responsive at the time of transport.
Now let's hope he has a full healing.
Yeah, right, man.
It's great how so many people jumped in to help right away.
I'm glad he was only 1,000 feet up
That's
the trail
right.
too, man. Right. All right, and so Snowy Mountains, a hiker has been found in Australia that has been reported missing. An experienced hiker who failed to return home from a 9-day trek in the NSW Snowy Mountains was found safe and well. Cameron Little, 57, had been hiking began a hiking and skiing trip at the Guthiga Power Station at Kosciuszko National Park in the Snowy Mountains on 9/4/2025. His last communication was 9/6/2025. An alarm was raised when he did not return home as planned. He was found yesterday at about 1 p.m. in an area near Valentine's Hut. Little did not need any medical treatment. Police remind the public when heading out have fully charged phones, charging devices, GPS-enabled personal locator beacons. Submit a trip intention form. So great that he was found alive and well. All right, rescue for Vermont, Cambridge, Vermont. Stowe Mountain Rescue assisted Cambridge Fire Department with a situation earlier this week where one person on the Sterling Pond Trail sustained significant injuries. Rescue workers say the male subject had sustained these injuries after suffering a nasty face plant. SMR notes he was also unsteady on his feet and reluctant to accept a litter evacuation when responders reached him. So this dude wanted to walk out anyways. The man tried walking, but his injuries forced him to reconsider, at which point he was carried out on the litter. Good job there, SARS, man.
Yeah.
SMR reminds the public that support tools such as trekking poles can help prevent injury and help provide support in the case of some injuries. So definitely. So we have a missing hiker that was found in Oregon, Multnomah County, Oregon. For the second time this week, SAR crews were called out for a missing hiker in the Columbia River Gorge. First one was deceased, unfortunately. And it's such a sad story. I was reading it. Yeah, the dude called his dad, man, and his dad tried to help him out, but it didn't help, man. Dude was found at the bottom of a waterfall, I believe, man. And, you know, it reminds me of that dude back in 2020, man, that walked off a waterfall at the beginning of Appalachian, down there at Amicalola. Walked up about 5 miles up the trail, dropped his pack, and walked off a waterfall down there. I think it was Bearden Falls or something.
Yeah,
It was one of them, man. But it reminds me of the same thing because he made a phone call too, man, and it was pretty much his last breath. Unfortunate that shit happens. All right, so Multnomah County's Green Hornets began searching Thursday evening to try and find the missing 72-year-old man. The man became separated from his wife while they were hiking at Multnomah Falls. The woman made it down to the lodge, but her husband didn't, and she hadn't seen him for hours. At about 10:15 p.m. Thursday, there were 2 separate search teams looking for the man. Awesome. About 12:20 a.m. on Friday, the man was found. He was safe, uninjured, and in good spirits. Thank the Lord.
Yes,
man.
definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Is that the last one?
Yes, it is.
All right, sweet. And so I'm glad that a lot of these rescues are ending with good,
Absolutely.
positive endings.
That's right.
Right. I just wanted to. I ran across this. So, like I tell everyone, man, I punch in hiker news and into Google, the Google search bar, and I see what pops up, man. And it's usually all this rescue stuff, and you don't see a lot of like just stories about positive things or positive vibes, man. It's more along the lines of a lot of hiker rescues than, you know, finding deceased hikers and bear attacks, blah, 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 blah.
Missing people found happily, safe. you know.
Yeah, and the other stuff that you do find is more along the lines of just people doing blogs and stuff, man. And it gets to be the same thing over and over again, and it's just like, man, I don't find that very interesting, and so I do like to be a reminder, or that dude on the other side of the track screaming like, hey man, we need to do this, dude, because it's going to keep everyone safe. And I don't see a lot of that going on. Like, I see a little bit more of it now, since people are starting to realize, like, all these news outlets, even like influencers and stuff, talking about more along about the dangers of being out here and stuff. So I just want to be that dude, and that's why Mary and I do this here. And so not only that, I mean, we've been doing the weather and water for 6 years or something now, man, I think, right?
For a while, yes.
Yeah, so but anyways, I wanted to read this, man. In Dartmouth, a woman hiking the Pasca-Manset Gidley Wood in the Pasca-Manset Gidley Woods Thursday morning, September 11th, reported sighting a black bear mother and cub, according to Dartmouth Natural Resources Trust, DNRT, which manages the Pasca-Manset Woods Reserve abutting the privately owned Gidley Woods. According to DNRT office manager Deborah Cunha, it was around 8 a.m. when the woman reportedly saw that she identified as a black bear mother and cub crossing a bridge along the trail. on the bridge. That's how she described it, Kuhnhaus said the sighting. According to the information DNRT's website, the Kings Highway Granite Bridge on Gidley side of Woods was constructed in the 1850s and restored in 2003. It crosses the Pascamanset River and once provided a vital link between Newport, Rhode Island and Plymouth, Massachusetts, an important trade route. So DNRT Executive Director Nick Wildman confirmed it was the Kings Highway Bridge the Bears were spotted on, according to the Wildman, who spoke to the woman that morning. The Bears reportedly ignored her. My plan was to go down there and make noise to try to get them to move off the trail, Wildman said. But when I got there, I reached her on the cell phone and she told me a group of hikers with dogs had come and their barking caused the bears to move off. So DNRT, if you do encounter a bear, black bear attacks are very uncommon and they rarely become aggressive when encountered, although a mother will protect her cub, reads DNRT's post on Facebook. Echoing advice that can be found on mass.gov. If you do encounter a bear, talk loudly in a calm voice, back away slowly, do not approach the bear. Keep your dog on leash and never allow them to chase or interact with the bears while hiking. Be observant of your surroundings to prevent any unwarranted interactions, like rolling up on the bear and scaring them. So do not approach bears or intrude between a female bear and her cubs. Do not run, fight back if a black bear makes contact with you. Reads guidance from Mass Division of Fisheries, Wildlife, or Mass Government. So they're telling you do not run, fight back if a black bear makes contact with you. If a bear is sighted in town, leave the animal alone. In most situations, if left alone, the bear will return to the forest on its own. If a bear is in a populated area, contact the Environmental Police Radio Room at 1-800-632-8075 or the nearest Mass Wildlife District office to report the sighting. DNRT Executive Director, be aware of wildlife seen and unseen. Wildman estimates DNRT gets about one call a year reporting a bear sighting at one of the trust-managed reserves in both North and South Dartmouth, though Thursday's sighting was the first he can recall of a mother and a cub, Wildman said. What we want is for people to be aware, Wildman said. You could go for a hike all the time and never see a bear, but that doesn't mean they're not there, man. And that's true for other wildlife as well. All right, so if anyone wants any information on black bears in Massachusetts, including guidance on camping and home prep, go to www.mass.gov/black-bears in Massachusetts, or just go to dnrt.org, or just look up black bears in Massachusetts and how to report them or find out more information, and probably that stuff will pop up. Okay, and so I thought that was an interesting story, man, just because of the issues with black bears that are happening everywhere. And it's not just it's brown bears, black bears, grizzlies, whatever, man. There's a lot of stuff going on with them. They're really being pushed into smaller areas, and not only that, we have a lot of just other stuff going on that's attracting the bears to the areas that we're starting to see them in. And so I wanted to say, getting between a bear and their mother, Mary and I did that one time up there by Watauga, man. We were coming down going up this switchback, and a mother with her 2 or 3 cubs crossed the trail right in front of me, man, or in front of us. I don't think you saw them cross. I didn't see them, no. And I was like, shit, man. I said, there's a cub. And so we let them cross, dude, and but one of the cubs ran back down the mountain and the other ones ran up, dude, and we didn't know it was a switchback at the time. So and then there was like a trail going up to a waterfall, man, like right at the end of the first switchback. You like walked up, there was a trail going up the waterfall, and then you'd switch back up the... Anyways, the mother and the 2 cubs runs up the mountain, the other one runs down, and all you can hear is this little cub down in the holler, man, like screaming, dude, for its mom, bro. And so we kind of trucked it up past the switchbacks, because we found out there were switchbacks, and kind of went up towards the waterfall a little bit just to let them reunite. But there was this runner that was coming down the trail, man, and he clearly didn't see them, man, and he didn't give a shit either. He just ran up through. But the whole point is we split them apart, and they did not join back together until after we went up the switchbacks. So we went up the switchbacks, got up to the top, and the mother and the cub were like right up above us, and the little cub was still screaming. But once we got past them, we just kept on moving,
Yeah.
man. And the best thing to do, man, is just don't get between them while that separation is happening. Just get out of there, man. Don't try to take pictures. Don't try to do anything. Just get lost. Get out of there, man. You know what I
right.
mean, dudes?
That's right.
But we've run into a bunch of bears. That's just one of them. We ran into another one on the other side of the Smokies that raised some issues, man. He didn't want to go.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, but anyways, there is a bear issue out here, so people are gonna probably start seeing more of them because they are feeding and getting ready to bed down for the winter. They do not go into full hibernation here. They just kind of semi-dormant, I guess, dude. And so they are out right now, though, feeding on acorns and whatever they can scavenge and fattening up for the winter. So be aware of them. They'll be up in trees, and they're just everywhere. And, try not to bother them, man. I mean, if you want to get a couple pictures, do your thing, man. But try not to bother them, man. I guess they, chatter their teeth and shit.
Yeah.
When they get nervous, they start,
I've had several hikers, well, over the years and this year too, just telling me that, they don't see the bear until they hear that crunch, crunch, crunch
That's
of
right,
the
dude.
acorns up in the tree. They look up and there's a bear up there munching on the acorns.
Chowing down,
That's
bro.
right.
And so they are definitely out there. All right, and so today we have a very slow day. It is Sunday here in North Georgia. The weather is getting it's there, man. I think this is really good weather, man. In another couple weeks, man, I think is the best time. But right now, still there's spiders and snakes and shit, dude. I just don't go out on trail. I don't want to. They're everywhere now, man. Too, snakes are just everywhere. I think that the places are just getting overpopulated, man, with everything.
That's
And
right.
so,
You know what I did want to say yesterday when I was, not so much when I was going to Asheville Airport, but when we were coming back, you started to notice the leaves. Some of them are starting to change
yeah,
colors. It's
right.
not a lot, but you can definitely notice the lighter tints, especially if you're looking way up in the mountains. But when we were coming across 64, just before Winding Stair Gap, if you look up, there's definitely some reds and oranges and yellows starting. So it's starting.
Yeah,
So,
right,
yeah,
dude.
and little bits of gold here and there. And that road's always beautiful when the color changes. But we're going to keep everybody posted as to the changing of the leaves, and hopefully everybody can get out here and see the beauty.
Yeah, right, dude. Definitely, man. And so for years, Mary and I worked really just straight through and haven't had a lot of time to get out and do stuff. But this year was a year for us to kind of restructure stuff, man. We've been doing it for a minute, but try to get things balanced out for the way that we want it to be, man. So we actually have some time to get out and explore and do some hiking and stuff. So this year we're hopeful to get out there and check some stuff out, man. It may happen, it may not. We might have to keep doing our thing, man, till and maybe next year. But definitely we probably have a few days to get loose though, man. So
Yes.
anyways, man, did you have anything else you'd like to say, dude?
No, that's all I have.
All right, man. If anyone needs anything at all, man, just give us a jingle. We're here for you all day long. All right, guys. One love, man. Peace. Thank you.